Good evening, friends. This is Arpita here. So today we are going to talk on integration. This Awakening series, part 10. So the topic is integration. Let us first understand what is integration. Integration is the unfolding truth of a being, that is always greater than our limited mind. Mind has its own limitations. It cannot go beyond after an aspect, but this is the truth of a being which is opening up, which is going beyond, which is actually beyond it. You can in one word you can always say the authentic self. Okay, and now in other words you can say this is one way of understanding, and another way is like another point is in this putting two things together to form something new, right? We have it is like first when we understand the real meaning or definitions of what a word is, we know why it is needed. The rest is the wisdom already opens up. Generally we miss this point whenever we are doing, it is like, when we want to understand about meditation, it is simply if you say it's a zero state and this is what is meditation, then everything is lost. You need to understand the process, how the process is happening, what are the step by step it happens, and then after all that happening, whatever happens after later on, all that after all this process is over, that is called meditation, right? If not, we keep on we're talking on a point of doing meditation, which is not possible. The same way, when we are trying to understand what is integration, let us first understand what is it about. It is two things coming together to make something new, right? So it is entering into a form you wish you are. It is in a state where Patanjali also said it's a dharana. When you can use the term here, dharana. It is like you are entering into the form you wish to be. Yes, Vishali, good evening. Okay. So you wish to be, it's whether it is a spiritual or personal or whatever you wish to be, you made yourself something. That's the reason, I always say it is important to see ourselves. Unless you met yourself, it is not possible to understand the situations or expressions which are coming out. All the search, everything ceases the minute you have seen yourself, you met yourself. Integration is where your mind, your emotions, your thoughts, your entire body, physical senses, everything is merged with what actually you are. So you are, in totality, you are becoming what you are actually. Okay, that is what it is, unfolding truth of a being that is always greater than this limited mind, right? And now, why is this integration needed? Why at all we need to merge with something else? It is because we need to improve ourselves. Whenever we want to improve ourselves, there are so many things which come up in life. There are like we improving productivity or the quality of our systems, whatever we're working systems, operations, or anything we do. Everything comes into the picture. Unless and until you become that, your creative ability is not possible. The expression of your creativity may not be performed. Right? That is the reason integration is important. We always think, what is integration? It's in a simple word, you can say it is a yoga. It is a union. Integration is nothing but you can always think into the quality of it is a yoga. Just we know that it's a union. What union it is? You need to understand, you need to integrate this body through thought form or emotions, everything into what your authentic self is. So it is important to know what you are and who you are. Okay, so that only improves your system. Whatever you are doing, however you are doing, whatever you are performing, everything is identified and everything is improving state, right? All these things happen. Yes, Padmavati Garu, good evening. And now when we understand about integration and why integration is needed, now let us understand the three aspects. One is spiritual integration, one is personality integration, and one is psychological integration. These are three things. Okay. So now, what is spiritual integration? When we understand about spiritual integration, what is the spiritual integration? Spiritual integration is your whole of your wisdom, whole of the wisdom of your entire system, your thoughts, your senses, your emotions, and everything, your polarities, your relative truths, your paradoxical truth, your absolute truth, everything, all your even your realizations, including your realizations, you have received even while practicing. Spiritual integration is while you are practicing, you might have connected to a big source of light, or you might have connected to, you might have have had a beautiful experience of something happening inside, right? So merging with all this, understanding this, from where it has come and how it has come and what is the wisdom, whole of this wisdom, every realization is received by all your spiritual practices. That is spiritual. You are integrating every information which you are receiving, you are integrating it. Okay, this is what it is. That is the reason in your lifetime, when this situation has come, because of this reason, you could perform it in this way. Because you know what you are, whenever a situation coming into your life, you are able to perform it more better way. Right? So this is, but through all the spiritual practices, whatever information you are gathering, everything is spiritual integration. All this comes under the spiritual integration category. Right? For example, if a person is born and brought up in a certain family, right, in a certain family, and they are growing in one way, in their system, the parents have told, whatever the parents have told, they've learned everything and they've grown. After that, they go to school. Right? In school, teachers say something, teachers teach something, and through friends you learn something, and by all your intelligence you learn something. There are every information you are gathering, and it is merging, it is making your personality in totality. Right? The same way, when we are talking about spiritual integration, whatever information you have received, it's in the form of an experience, or in the form of a realization, or some form of an insight, whatever in form, whenever it is coming into you and your personality is unfolding, the truth of you is coming out. That is what, by all these practices, whatever practices, if it is coming from the spiritual practices, then it is called the spiritual integration. Right? Integration is a very small thing which you can call as a yoga. But what is a yoga? Everything is a yoga. Through one system, one can say, for example, one is when we are talking about the spiritual practices, you can say one is only doing a mantra sadhana. They're not doing anything else. They're just chanting one mantra, maybe the Panchakshari mantra or Ashtakshari mantra or Gayatri mantra or anything. They're just performing that mantra. And beyond that, they do not know anything. They do not know the practice of meditation, or they do not know any other tool where you can silence the mind. And this is the only practice which they are doing. Right? And through the mantra, they are awakening that essence of whatever mantra, whether it is a Krishna or whether it is Shiva or whether it is Gayatri or any mantra, whatever, whomever you are chanting. So you are awakening that truth, you are unfolding this truth of you from inside. Okay, by always, when we say, when you are repeating the same word, when you are saying yes all the time, when you have a habit of saying yes all the time, you are getting back the same. Right? You are also receiving yes. If you want, you have to, we know that whatever we want from outside, that is, or whatever we want to see outside, that is what you must become that. So always be in the yes mode, so everything comes as a yes only. There are so many things which we are, making it as no. There are so many systems, there are so many conditions we have for I want only in this way. If this is the way it is going to come up, then there is no. How many no's we have? In an entire day, you can really list out. You can list out to every day before you go to bed, you can just list out and you can make out a point for what all things you said no and for what all things you said yes. Now make a two list, yes list and no list, right? You made two both the list, and now in the yes list you see what was happening, what was the points. For yes list, it is like you know that the energy is bubbling. You are very joyful. You are from your innermost. You are saying this, and when it is no, from your innermost, you are saying no. Right? When it is when we need to understand there is a polarity all the time. When the no list is more and yes list is small, so the no is more. Universe will never understand what you said yes, what are the reason behind, what is the cause behind. Universe has, the frequencies have no time and no this interest in dealing with all this. It will only hear what the vibration that uttered through the world. If the no is more, every time you will receive no more in life. You will receive the no's more inside. If your yes are more, then you will receive yes for more number of times. You can start with the small things, because everything you are saying it from you in totality, you are saying it no, or your totality you are saying it yes. For everything, when you say yes, it is always better when once you first you can say yes and later on you can say no. But once you say no, later on you cannot say yes. It will be difficult. Right? So it is not possible. The opportunity might be lost. So always be in a state of saying yes first. Right? Make the yes more. It is integrating. You are integrating the yes phenomena. You want everyone to say yes to you. You say yes to everything that happens in your life. Yes, this happened. This pain and suffering has come into my life. Yes, it happened and it did good. Because of that pain and suffering, I realized that this is not the way I'm supposed to deal with my life situations. So yes, I had it. Yes, it was wonderful. Right? Whenever you are saying yes, you are saying to that realization and the insight also which you received, and the information you received as a root from whatever situation you have come across. Right? So this is what spiritual integration, when we're talking about spiritual integration, whatever you are through the spiritual practices, whatever you are allowing inside, everything is awakening. It is awakening in a through, you can see the awakening happening through the situations or through some particular things. Right? Now, how do you integrate after spiritual awakening? Once the awakening has happened, say for example, you have chanted a mantra, Ashtakshari mantra, and now the Ashtakshari mantra is Om Namo Narayana. So Narayana it is awakened. That essence is awakened. The stillness is awakened inside you. Now, what is happening? What is that you need to? How do you integrate after the spiritual awakening? Once that is awakened, how do you integrate it? Now, life after spiritual awakening is to always remember, it is to turn inwards again and again. Okay. Whenever we are saying it's a spiritual awakening, once the awakening has happened, once you have seen yourself, you have seen that awakening, that particular essence is awakened in you, it is important to go inwards again and again. Okay, explain the point yes and no. Yes. So this is yes. This is the point. For whatever comes, first always make a habit of saying yes. Yes is very important. Whenever you are saying, you make a list. I just repeat it. You can make a list every day before you go to bed. Just make it a habit of making a list of for how many things you have said yes and for how many things you have said no. It has got nothing to do with what you have said yes and for what you have said no. It is only the number. Okay. Say for example, yes are only 5 and no are 10. That means you are saying no most often in your life, and that is the reason maybe you can check into your things in your life that there's so many things you are losing many opportunities. You are not able to identify what is good opportunity or what is the useless destructive opportunity which is coming, which is useful to you or which is not useful to you. Okay, when the number count is, when no is only 5 and yes count is 10, you see how many things are actually happening in your life. For so many things are happening. I'm not saying that, if you say yes, all only positive thing comes. But when you are saying yes, there is a joy. Joy is a positive energy. So there will be a positivity when you are saying. Whenever you are saying no, the no has got no positive energy. That there is no joy. You are saying no. You are rejecting. You are, there's something rejection in this. So it is not very positive. So yes and no has its own frequency within itself. So when you are saying yes more number of times, you are saying yes to life, right? The life which is giving you more of wisdom and more of experience, and so that you can be improve your productivity in dealing with your life situations or in your evolution process. Okay. So once this awakening has happened, always remember, whenever you have noticed whatever you have seen inside, you have through whatever spiritual practices, some essence in you is awakened. And once it is awakened, it is important for you to again and again go inside. It is very important to turn inwards all the time. Outwards, all our life we have been seeing outside, and we have already collected n number of unnecessary images also, right? There are many images we have attracted because we are looking outside all the time. Our eyes are open, we are seeing, but we need to keep our eyes open to inwards. When you keep your eyes open inwards, then you begin to see what actually is there inside. Initially you might see everything the same, similar thing, whatever is outside you have seen, the same thing you will see. But as you go on, you will feel a difference. No, my inside is more beautiful than outside, or my inside is nothing to do with whatever outside. Outside, if you're seeing a chaos, you will see, oh, inside is so stillness. And if you're seeing outside the stillness thing, when you go deeper inside, you will say, oh, this is even more good. This inside, the stillness inside is even more good. So always make it a point of yes, more. Hope this point is clear, Padmavati Garu. This yes and no concept, right? And now this is when you're going, it is not about how much we do in the world. It is not about how much service we are doing in the world and how much work we are doing with the world. It is about how much that love inside is doing with you, inside you. You have seen yourself, and you are the craving, all the search, everything. The minute you have connected to deeper inside, you connected to whoever you are, whatever way you are, all the external search, external thing, everything is dissolved. Naturally, it is dissolved because you saw yourself. Okay. People have a fear in seeing themselves. They are scared to see themselves because you are the powerful being. Any powerful being we are scared of. Nobody can handle power. It is very difficult. That is what the mindsets are. That is what we've been listening. Oh, powerful people, we need to be away. But we ourselves are powerful. Right? That is understood only when we get to see ourselves. The minute we get to see ourselves, we know what is happening inside and how things are moving on. And once you see, you will know, you will start loving yourself. The minute you start loving yourself, you are in totality, you said yes. Right? You met yourself deep within inside, and you have begun to say yes for yourself. In totality, there is only yes happening through your physical body, through your senses, and through your thoughts, through your emotions. In totality, you have said yes. The minute you said yes, now you will see how much this love can do within yourself. It is not about nobody can say, I have done so much in the world. Nobody can do anything to anybody in life. It is the love which is making more within ourselves. We have come here to focus and have focus on ourselves and reframe and reconstruct or reform ourselves. That is the evolution process. We have come to always make a better version than what we were yesterday. So this is only possible. This repair, this reformation, this reframation is possible only when you see yourself. Unless you see yourself, you do not know what you are and how you are. Once you see yourself, you don't need your mind. It happens naturally. Everything happens naturally. Now, these are the approaches of this is called psychological integration. When you're talking about psychological integration, we talked about spiritual integration, and now let us come about the psychological integration. When we are talking about psychological integration, what are the common factors? We think about theoretical integration and we assimilative integration. Assimilative integration and theoretical integration is how much information you have acquired so far psychologically about you, whatever your thoughts are, whatever your emotions are. From where did all these things come? When to cry, when to laugh, what to do, all this information, who taught you? We were not like that. When we were a small child, whenever we felt like laughing, we laughed. Whenever we felt like crying, we cried. It is only because we heard from so much information we collected. That's the reason it got assimilated. That's the reason I always say why people say. In my experience, and initially I understood whatever is inside, that is what is outside. I say whatever is outside, that will also be inside. It is the other way around. Because from inside, since you are born, you are as a fetus, as a light spark. There was nothing inside. There was only stillness. There was nothing inside. So how can if whatever is inside, that is what has to be outside, then outside has to be completely still. There should be no chaos. But it is the other way around. It is whatever is outside, we have seen, collected all the images through our vision in our eyes, with the pictures which can captured through our eyes, and that information with that form of scenery, it is going inside. The minute, why is that? Whenever we connect in our spiritual practices, whenever we connect to some stillness, we need to see. Sometimes we get to see either a mountain with icy mountain, very cool mountains, or a lake which is still. Why? How did these images enter the inside? These images have inside entered from outside only. So whatever is outside, that is what is creating chaos inside. I will give you my one of my experience. Whenever in my meditation, in my practice, whenever I entered into my womb experience, I always lived very wonderful. I was a happy child. Inside the mother womb, I was always secured, very, very safe and very happy, and there was no chaos at all. Right. So when I came outside to the world in my childhood has always been, for some part of life in my childhood, it has been very tough because I always saw my parents fighting with each other. Now, where was that inner stillness gone? Now I started believing, I stopped believing that inner feeling, but I started believing whatever is outside, that is what is real. Whatever is inside, it is there, but I don't know where it is. This is what is happening within us, and we have been hearing the statements, whatever inside, that is what is outside. If that is the truth, then everywhere we are supposed to see only stillness and only calm and only compassion, because that is the true nature of ourselves. Now we want to say that there is so many things, so much information we have collected, and we collected so many limited beliefs. From where all these limited beliefs have come? From external world only. So it is the external world which has made us whatever we are. And we are in return making it the same. So in and out are becoming the same. It is from outside, everything got collected inside, and now it is bouncing back here and there. But when you actually come to the point of whatever is inside, that is what is outside, then deep inside, when you remove all this, there is only stillness. If you see a human being suffering on road, or something happening to anyone, you feel there is an empathy. You feel from where this has come. This is coming from your truth of your being, which is beyond this limited mind. Now that is what we are supposed, as a human being, as a being, as a light being, the authenticity we need to bring out, and we need to look into that aspect of us, because if we have forgotten, we are only, whenever we are going inside, we are checking out, we are looking at our limited beliefs, our thoughts, our emotions, and whatever our senses say, inner senses or external sense, physical senses, whatever senses, whatever senses they, we are dealing every situation with the same thing. We are changing the perceptions, we are understanding polarities and everything, we are going it. But psychological integration is happening again and again, again and again. But when you really want to integrate spiritually, go beyond the psychological, go beyond this mind. You need to go beyond this mind. You need to understand, like I said, whenever I've connected to my own experience, it was so peaceful and so wonderful. Outside there was a chaos, but inside there is no chaos. And I always had a question for myself, whenever there is some, some fight happening or anything, whenever there's a painful situation where I need to react, or, generally anybody would react or cry or anything, I never felt anything. I used to feel some beautiful songs going on, because my inner experience has always been wonderful. My inner state was always been wonderful. My external situations, whatever was there, could not change my internal state. And it is for everyone, it is the same thing. Your external circumstances cannot shake your inner stillness. Does the waves in the ocean affect the bed of the ocean? No. We need to understand that everything which is coming as wave, as an emotion or as a feeling, is just for that moment. We need to hold on. We need to witness for some time till all that collapses. When you don't focus on it, when you don't put energy on it, when you don't allow your space, your authentic self towards it, it dissolves. It falls again. Now, it is all, psychological integration is when you look into the common factors. Okay, this, through this also, this is what you are understanding, because you began to reframe your mind now. Now you need to deal with the mind issues. Mind is, like yesterday also I told, mind has become a very big thing. All the therapies are needed to separate your mind. Even the meditation process is all to separate the mind. But mind was always still. You go to the universal mind, the collective, consciousness inside. It is always still. It was never, shaky. It is the external things which is making you shaky, which is shaking your roots, the roots which was still, calm and all. And if we want to say why your roots are being shaking, if your roots are so strong, why is it shaking? Because that is what been implanted. Oh, you are not shaking at all. That also is a problem with people. If you are laughing, people will have problem. If you are not laughing, then also there will be something or the other. We are so used to listening what we are not as the truth for ourselves. Now we need to understand what is, when you are integrating, when after the psychological integration, you understand many things. Every aspect has become important, because we have lost track, all the tracks to get in touch with ourselves. We have forgotten. Now we do not know as the bed of we do not know ourselves as the bed of the ocean. We know ourselves only as the waves, right? And now we need to understand the waves. Now the psychological integration is needed. We need to understand what are the factors, you need to assimilate, you need to theoretically integrate everything. You need to understand polarities, you need to understand the fake personality, you need to understand ego, what are the conditioned thoughts and what are the unconditioned thoughts. You need to understand completely the working mechanism of the mind, how it is perceiving, how authentic it is in your perception, and what is that you are integrating in it, and what are the other perspectives. It has become a strategy. Now the process has become more, more higher than what actually you are. Right? And now when we come to the other aspect, third aspect is the personality integration. Now what is personality integration? Personality integration is the process during which these both individual and the collective unconscious are integrated into the personality. It is you as an individual and also the collective unconscious as a whole. You are understanding everything. Now you have understood the process of mind also. You have understood the process of the system of the stillness of your spirit also, your authentic self. Now you have understood both the points. This is what personality integration is happening, where your body, your mind, your emotions, and the essence. I will not say spirit, it's a essence. Everything is merged as one so that a beautiful personality is unfolding. Hey, it is the positive, you can say it's a positive psychological development. It is very positive, the psychologically also the development is so positive. It is, you can say it has psychological maturity. You have become wise. You had a pain before, you have attracted a pain from outside, somebody outside person has come, the person has told you are a part of me, you are this, you are that, we have been living in so many lifetimes, you believe because it's the human nature, you trust. If you don't trust the other human being, then who else you're going to trust? So you have trusted and suddenly it all went in a false point, and that person reverted back, rejected and abandoned, and he left all by himself. And you are all by yourself now. Now you are in a chaos. Your mind will think, what is it happening? That was a true. I trusted. Was that my fault? Okay, trusting is not the fault. And now you can't sit on crying like, you can't, oh, I'm suffering deep within inside, this is what has happened to me. You can't keep on crying. Now what is personality integration? Where you understand, yes, I trusted, but it's okay. There must be some reason behind it. Maybe my psychologically, maybe I have perceived something inside, since maybe so many issues I've taken, so many images are there in my system. I've collected so many images so far in all these states of life, in all these years of my life from outside, that these images have created a story inside. And the story has to come out as a situation someday. Now, when you understand in this way, this personality maturity has to happen. Psychologically, you need to mature. You need to mature. Okay, whenever a situation comes, you need to understand, okay, this is the situation. Also, if I'm looking at this situation happening, that means these are the images I've collected from the outer world. Because deeper in you, there is no vision. There is no experience at all. You are zero. Even today, you are zero. And that zero state is called, people call it as meditative state. That is your true essence. To reach your true essence, to reach your true self, is all your process going on. You're collecting, you're doing shopping, this therapy shopping, that therapy shopping. So much of shopping is happening. This is all shopping. This e-therapy is happening. So many e-therapies happening. So now we have reached a state where we need to psychologically mature ourselves. And it has become important to receive. Now it is important for us to take images, all positive images, so that the story can be positive all the time. Now we do not know anything else. We do not know fights. We do not know, violent communication. We do not know anything. We know only positive things. The images are only positive. So to create all the positivity, then you can say whatever is inside, that is what is outside. If not all these years, whatever was outside, that is what is making inside. There's no similar thing which was happening in and out. Similar thing will happen only when you understand all the external things. They go, so many changes happen in the outer world. And why the external world is different from your inner stillness? Because the waves are there. It is the nature. There is a light, there is a dark. If there is dark, that does not mean it is negative, because there's some things you have not yet realized. So to realize that psychologically, that is what integration is. Psychological, whenever talking about psychological integration, whatever is happening outside, you have not yet identified it. You have not yet known it. Okay, you have not yet focused on it. You do not know about certain things which are happening, about a thought process in from our ancient days, from the moment a man has come into the world, that from human kingdom was born, from the human kingdom has begin to work on evolving intellectually. Physically, we have been evolving, but after physical evolution, the evolution process always happens in two ways. One is intellectual and one is physical. Physical, we have evolved from one form to another, we have evolved. Right? And now after the human form, there is no other form we are seeing. It's only the previous forms we see, animals, plants, minerals, and whatever. And now once the human form is formed, it is the intellect which is psychologically we need to evolve. And now what was the process? Technically and psychologically, we have been on the process since the human evolution has begun. And we have collected so many images from outside. We didn't know how to eat. We didn't know what was relationships. Everyone is an outcome. Every person in this world, the parents are only one. There was only one man and one woman. That first man and first woman was only the source. And from then we have been coming and evolving. We have learned what is relationships. We have learned to make a discipline out of these relationships. We have learned how to eat. We have learned how to sleep. We have learned what is, love, how to express love, what is the natural state and what is unnatural state. From violent, we slowly began to become non-violent. Still, we are in the process. This is what personality integration. From psychological integration, you come to actually we are coming to the process of first spiritual integration, and once the spiritual integration, you slowly began to integrate the psychological part, and then the personality integration, when this psychological and spiritual both have merged as one. Now your thoughts, your emotions, your essence, everything is become your own personality. When this has begun to happen, there's a development, there's a psychological maturity, and it is helping a person to move from this, the habits which you have done without any understanding, without any knowledge. I don't say negative. The minute every word has got an energy in our life. When we are saying negative, there is subconsciously, there is some image which is created, which is opening up. When you're saying ego, subconsciously, without you being conscious, there is some image which is taking up. And that is creating, that is what, you get to, that is what you collected from outside, and that created an image inside. And that is what in return, again, you will see it outside. Right. So whatever, it is something which you have not known. Ego is nothing but a thought which is rigid. You don't want to change it anymore. You are fixed to one thought. And sometimes it is good, it is healthy. Okay. So now you want to label it as a positive ego. There is nothing called positive or negative. There is a rigid thought, and sometimes it is constructive, sometimes it is destructive. When it is destructive, it is violent, and when it is constructive, it is non-violent. So since it is non-violent, it is okay. Again, it is a thought again. It is okay. And since it is violent, it is not okay. We need to go through all this process, because this is what we have been taught. This is how we are supposed to do. As a small child, when you were born, you didn't know anything at all. As an infant child, we didn't know anything at all. We didn't know what was good, what was right. Now we used to laugh whenever we want to laugh. We used to cry whenever we want to cry. Whenever we didn't like, we were told it outwardly that we didn't like it. But after a certain point of time, we have been taught that this is not the way you need to behave. This is how you need to behave. And this is what is the system. There is so much. We are trapped in so-called the state of identification. And that has become the biggest obstacle to get back to our own self. Now, when you come out of all these factors, the day you come out, the minute you come out of all these things, you are again back to your true nature. Okay, so this is integration is nothing but where you understand, you become wise in your thoughts. Your thought, you understand the chaos, you understand the pain of your thoughts, you understand what is the pain which you're carrying in the thought. That is also a rigidity. Whatever you are suffering, you have suffered because of some experience in your life which has come to you, and you felt that was, you label it as suffering, and you can always remove the label and you say, oh, that was a thing, it didn't give me a comfortable feeling inside me. It didn't give me comfortable because I didn't expect this to happen to me. I didn't expect this to happen to me because I didn't wanted these things in my life. Everything is coming to the, again, rigidity of a thought. We have collected, we have seen a personality and we thought, I want to be like this is my role model, and we started integrating that model into us. We started seeing everything through that form. If we are in deep bhakti mode on Krishna or anybody, everything we want to understand through that form only. We are integrating that essence. Your personality is combining. It is becoming a combination of your authentic self, your true self, and also that essence which you are collecting from outside. You are becoming. This is in totality. This is how the personality integration is happening. Integration is always about two things coming together to form something new. And now when these two things have integrated in you, what is that is formed? Okay, there might be a balance which might come up. There might be a beautiful balance, but before this balance comes, there might be so many things. Before anything, whenever you put anything in your mixie, what happens? Immediately it is not, miraculously it is not becoming a beautiful, combination. Beautifully it is not blending with each other, with every aspect, right? Every ingredient you have put. So you are slowly mixing it. It is slowly going on the process, and then it is becoming a beautiful ingredient. One combination, it is combined well. The same way, when your authentic self and the information and the realization, the insights, whatever you have collected, and which are matching with the images you have already collected from outside, with the frequency of whatever your authentic self is. That is what the blending is. Now it's the flowering, the unfolding truth of the being. This is what integration is. Now the personality is integrated, and this is how the personality is coming up. The unfolding of a personality is coming up. So integration is a very important aspect in our life, friends, because we integrate everything. It is important for us to integrate everything in our life. It is important because we need to add something to make us more beautiful, right? We need to make, why we have even education, as we had to integrate education as a part of our life, because in order to improve our productivity, our creativity. So to make us more beautiful, to make ourselves more expressive and more creative, we need to integrate some aspects from outside. That is the reason this collection of images is important. Every aspect which we are looking outside is also helping us in creating a beautiful personality. But it is the process till the blending happens from inner authentic self and also whatever you have collected. A pure, wonderful, beautiful platter happens and comes out. Till then, the process is on. Sometimes you may feel good, you may not feel good, you may feel very awkward within yourselves, you may like something, you may not like something. There's so many things happen. But still the outcome is, it's like a churning, and the outcome is very beautiful all the time. Right? Whenever even the churning has begun, it was first the poison which has come out. Later, last, it was after all the essence has come out, the last was the nectar. So in the same way, before the personality integrates with the individual and the collective unconscious, the personality unfolds. There's so much of the integration process itself goes through so much things, psychologically and also spiritually. And then totality, a personality is integrated, and that is what is being expressed. So integration is always good to our life. If you drink only milk, it is just a milk. It is good. It is also healthy. But if you mix a little of Bonvita in it, it is more tastier. Right? The same way, you need to. It is to for our own good, our own evolution process, our own creativity in our expression. Make ourselves more expressive. We need to integrate with certain new things from outside. From anything which thing we attract only those things which actually matches with the frequency, which helps the inner essence to be more expressive, right? That is what we attract. So we don't have to close our eyes with whatever happens outside and be only in our own stillness and saying I'm still and I'm very happy, I'm with my own world. It is important because that it gives you certain amount of experiences about the psychological, how the psychology of a person is works on, and you get an experience. There's a psychological integration also is needed before your personality is flowering, before you come out as a beautiful personality. Okay, friends, this little about integration I've told, and tomorrow again 7 o'clock we'll meet again with a new topic again, and we'll meet. So for now, thank you, friends. See you all tomorrow, 7 o'clock sharp. Thank you.